everyone, welcome back to another episode of Deals of the Week. This is Rachel with LoCasa, and today we are going to be going over some deals, updates, subject to opportunities, the whole 9 yards. Immediately going onto our website, you might see some what looks to be pretty appealing deals, so just take a moment. These are in order from newest to oldest, so if any of these seem of interest, if anything catches your eye, definitely be sure to check it out, send an inquiry, send a question. If you are on our site and not seeing the number of properties that I am showing you right here, or at least close to it, that probably means that you're a standard user, so you may not have access to all of the opportunities. Standard users are only able to see deals that have been on our site for a month or longer, opposed to paid members that are able to see deals in real time as they come in. They also are able to receive discounts on our acquisition fees. So if you have questions about that or would like to learn more, we'll include links for you guys to check it out. But just going right into it, we did have a deal fall through that was based in Indianapolis, and we confirmed that this owner would actually be open to co-hosting. The property is already fully furnished. So if you are somebody that wants to get started with co-hosting, if you don't have a lot to invest, maybe you don't have a ton of experience, this is something where this might be the right opportunity for you. We do have numbers in here as if somebody was going to use it for arbitrage, but this is just preliminary information. Now, obviously, you could arbitrage it if you really wanted to, but again, like I said, they are open to co-hosting, so just checking out some of the pictures. It's a nice property. Another thing that's important to note is they are open to selling, so maybe you guys could work out some type of lease option. So if you were to maybe give them a little bit of money while you're running this, you guys could potentially work out an agreement for you to buy it later. I mean, the possibilities are really endless, but this is the fully furnished property in Indianapolis. It's in a great location. This is 3 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms. It's available now. And we include information, like I said, as if you were to run it as a arbitrage unit, but if not, no problem. It has a garage, it has air conditioning, no HOA, utilities are included if you were to rent it at this price. Same thing with Wi-Fi, and then washer and dryer is included. So those are some of the cool benefits of that one. Now, this is the potential monthly profit if you were to run it as a short-term rental and arbitrage with a buffer of 15% on the $2,000 monthly rent. But of course, if you were to do this as a co-hosting opportunity, if the property was to make $44,000 a year and you're charging 20% of a co-hosting fee, then you would be making about $733 per month just to co-host. So that's about half of what this is, maybe a little bit more. But that is if you were to co-host. If you were to just run this as a short-term rental, based on the numbers that you're seeing, you can make a little over $1,000 a month, which is pretty great, especially when the rent is only $2,000. Indianapolis is a great market. It's very consistent year-round, especially in the summer. It's really, really great. So if this is a market and a deal that you're interested in, please feel free to reach out. Now going right into a Tampa property where the rent was showing $3,100. We just confirmed with the owner that they are willing to lower it to $2,900 if somebody was to sign the lease right at the beginning of September. I believe that they're actually doing some remodeling, so the pictures that you're seeing, it actually might be in even better shape by the time you lease it. Again, this is a fully furnished property, and the projections are showing about $80,000 a year. Now, obviously, it doesn't have a pool. I don't think it has a hot tub either. But if you were to rent it for $2,900, this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, which is honestly a great price for that size of home. It also is in a phenomenal location, minutes from the Amateur Works, downtown, St. Pete, a bunch of different places. They do want first month's rent, security deposit. It's available in September. Like I said, originally when we first spoke to them, it was available in July, so we'll need to update this. But because they're doing some renovations, they do want someone that can pick it up at the beginning of September. If they can't, then they more than likely will just rent it to somebody else that's willing to pick it up later in September. And they already have somebody of interest. But again, they are willing to do arbitrage with somebody that can pick it sooner than that. Parking is detached. It has air conditioning, no HOA, and washer and dryer hookups. And then just based on the projections, you're looking at over $3,000 in monthly profit. Take that down to $2,900, which is what they're now open to, almost $4,000 in monthly profit. Obviously, we recommend you do your own due diligence because, again, this property does not have a pool or a hot tub, and the confidence score is low. So again, do your own research. We do have resources for you to run comps and just kind of how we do it, even without having the address. But this really is a great location. It is a great property. It's a good opportunity. So if Tampa is a market that you're interested in, if you want something fully turnkey, this might be the property for you. Now, one of the properties we shared on our last couple of deals of the week, the first one we didn't have all the information, now we do, and we shared it last week, but this is a property in Long Beach that's a luxury home with a pool, a huge driveway, big lot, where it is unfurnished, but one of the cool things about this is they're actually open to co-hosting. So if you were to arbitrage it, you're looking at about $7,000 in monthly rent, which is really on par with the market out there. This is in California at the end of the day, Southern California at that, so you can expect to be paying more, and you can already tell that this is a large lot. It's a large home. It has a great pool, big space. But it is a good opportunity for someone wanting to do arbitrage, but also co-hosting. However, you have to keep in mind that if you were to do co-hosting, they have some requirements, like they do want you to pay for all the furnishings within the home, which you can probably expect with this size of property, depending on if you use a designer and depending on the quality of furniture, which we would obviously recommend good quality. You're probably looking at anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000. So that would kind of be your investment. But again, you wouldn't have to worry about a minimum monthly rent to hit. You wouldn't have to worry about expenses. That would be the owner's responsibility. But if you were to co-host it, that's kind of one of the things that is required, is you do have to furnish it, but you also have to have experience in co-hosting, and rightfully so. I mean, it is a luxury home. It's going to be important to them that they're making sure that they're attracting good guests that aren't going to want to throw parties, and that they just feel good about the relationship. Looking at this here, it's a 4-bedroom, 4 full bathrooms, but it does have an extra room, so it could technically count as 5, which could obviously bring in more revenue. Air conditioning, hot tub, no HOA, swimming pool, over $100,000 in projections with a washer and dryer included. If you were to run this as an arbitrage unit where you're actually renting it, you're looking at about $2,500 a monthly profit. But if you were to run it just as a co-hosting opportunity based on the projections, you're probably looking at closer to about $2,000. But again, you wouldn't have to worry about this set rent, and you would be able to manage it and have a good long-term partnership. So that is Long Beach. And then if you guys haven't already seen, we have gotten a couple of properties under contract for subject to, one of them being in Homestead, Florida. And I apologize. In one of our most recent videos, kind of breaking down this deal, we talked about how the only way that I could really make money was as a short-term rental. But upon looking into the regulations a little bit more for the HOA, it seems like it's going to be very limited. If you were to rent this as a short-term rental, you're limited to how many guests you can have per year. Just don't know if that would be worth it for someone. But if you are somebody that wants to live in South Florida, Miami-Dade County, if you want to purchase a property without having to go out and get your own loan, use your own credit, if you want something that's lower than the market right now and in terms of interest rates, well, then this still might be a great opportunity for you. We include all the information about the space. It is a newer build. It's in an HOA that has a pool, gym, lounge, all that great stuff. And it's obviously in a great location near the beach. So if you guys have questions about this property, if you're interested in potentially moving forward, definitely let us know. We'd love to chat more. And another property to potentially look out for that we're probably going to add today is in Biloxi, Mississippi. So this is a property that I believe is a 3.2.5 or a 3.2. It could be a long-term rental, short-term rental, rent by the room, mid-term rental, literally whatever you want to do with it. It's in great shape. So if Biloxi, Mississippi, or Mississippi in general is a market that you're interested in, definitely feel free to let us know. We'll put you on the list of interest or wait list ahead of time. So as soon as it becomes available, we'll send it right to you. With our subject to properties, you are able to get the full address immediately just because we've already gotten it under contract, opposed to our arbitrage units. If you did want to move forward, we have a process for that, which if you don't already know, feel free to reach out. We'd be more than happy to kind of walk you through it. So these are our deals of the week, guys. If you have any questions, if you'd like to move forward, if you'd like to even see some of the deals that we haven't gone over, which these already look pretty appealing here, Dallas, Texas, and Scottsdale, Arizona. If you guys have questions about these deals, if you'd like to learn more, definitely reach out to us, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.